Hey guys, Selena Michelle Alston, and welcome back. As always, thank you so much for clicking through to my video. So today's video, we're just gonna pick up where we left off in the last one and talk more about what makes abundant thinkers different from average thinkers. So the last time we gave the first three, and this time we're gonna jump right in with 4 through 6. So let's go. So number 4, abundant thinkers give themselves permission to fail. And when they fail forward. I know a lot of people don't like the feeling of failure. A lot of people think that failure makes them less than. Failure takes away from their success. But as I always say, failure is an option. Because if you are failing, that means you are trying. That means you're actually putting in the work. If you fail at something, then you learn something from that failure. I mean, it's like Thomas Edison with the light bulb. If he had given up after he had failed those hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times and not tried that one more time, then who knows when we would have gotten our light bulb. We think those failures, we grow from those failures, we learn from the failures because we learn what we can't do to get the thing to work. So once we learn what we can't do, then we try more and more, and then we can lean towards that, we can grow towards our success. So abundant thinkers give themselves permission to fail. The next thing is abundant thinkers take responsibility for their own actions. So abundant thinkers don't blame why they did something on something that someone else did. Abundant thinkers actually look into themselves and they evaluate why they caused something to happen. It's not they're not placing the blame on the outside. They're taking that and putting it into themselves because that's where the blame lies. We are only responsible for what we do. We're not responsible for what someone else does. So they take responsibility, not they, we, because we are now abundant thinkers. We take responsibility for what our own actions are. So that right there, if you've ever read or listened to the audiobook or read the physical book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie said that our human nature is to blame someone else for things that we do. But if we realize that no one else can control our actions, then we give ourselves the power to act more. We give ourselves power over our actions once again. So take responsibility. As an abundant thinker, you take responsibility for your own actions. And number 6, abundant thinkers constantly set up. Now, I know this might upset some people when I say this next phrase because a lot of us look at it as if it's negative. I know I have for a long time until Lisa Nichols broke it down to me. So we constantly as abundant thinkers, we set up a state of cognitive dissonance. Now, I know you're looking at this screen like, did she just say cognitive dissonance is a good thing? Now, the dictionary definition of cognitive dissonance is the state of having inconsistent thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes, especially as relating to behavioral decisions and attitude change. So that means our thoughts are different from what our body is doing. So if we're thinking that we aren't good enough, but our body is working as if we're good enough, then along the way, our mind is actually going to catch up with our body, or vice versa. If we think that we're good enough, if we think we can do a thing, if we think that we will succeed, then our body and our behaviors will catch up with that. That's like one of my favorite verses in the Bible. It speaks of doing things, speaking things that be not as though they were. So God even said, you speak those things that aren't as if they already are. So if you don't feel that you are abundant or that you have abundance in your life, continue to speak it. I am abundant. The people in my life are abundant. I am rich. I am successful. Set up that state of cognitive dissonance and watch how everything shifts and melds together and starts working together to make sure that your thoughts and your behaviors are in line. So once again, I'm going to go through 1 through 6 just so that we are all caught up. And if you have not watched the first video, I implore you to go ahead and watch it so that you can be caught up with us for our next video. So again, abundant thinkers are not just focused on the macro wins, the big wins. They are focused on the micro wins, the small wins that get them to the big wins. Get us. We're going to use that because we are abundant thinkers. Abundant thinkers increase their top line, not just their bottom line. They grow their wealth. They create more wealth instead of just trying to save money and make their bottom line look good. Abundant thinkers, we make decisions based on information and not just emotion. We don't just go into things because it feels good. We actually take the information and we go into it with knowledge. We go into it with our brains and not just our hearts. Number 4, we give ourselves permission to fail. We give ourselves to do something, even if we think we're going to do it wrong. We give ourselves permission to do it and fail at it. And when we fail forward. Abundant thinkers take responsibility for our own action. Whatever it is that's going on in our lives, if whatever we do, we take responsibility for that thing. And number 6, we constantly set up a state of cognitive dissonance. We are constantly doing things that our minds think that we can't do. Or we're constantly thinking things that our body probably is not wanting to do. We are setting up that cognitive dissonance where our thoughts are different than our behaviors so that our thoughts and our behaviors will become one. We are speaking things that be not as though they were. We are doing things that be not as though there were. So we can start, we can start something simple. Buying something that our mind says, or even our bank account says, you can't afford. I've done it, and I have not yet ran out of money because I'm thinking to myself, I can't afford that, but I buy it anyway because now I'm getting in my mind, I can afford whatever it is I want just by doing it. My mind is saying, okay, well, she can afford that. So then we're going to keep doing it, and we're going to keep doing it until our mind and our physical are in line. So if you liked or got value from anything in this video, like it, share it, tag a friend. Make sure people that you think would benefit from the information in these videos are on it, because we all want to be abundant together. So once again, this is Selena Michelle Alston, and if you want any more information, any more trainings, free trainings, anything from me, you can contact me at selenamAlston@gmail.com, or you can go to my Facebook page, Selena M. Alston, the Work at Home Woman. Once again, Selena Michelle Alston, and you have a great one. Talk to you later. Bye.